Dear students, I am Archana Dikshit from CC Shah Sarvajanik English High School, and we are doing the chapter 8 of Standard 9. So, in the chapter motion, we have studied till now the types of motion, then displacement, distance, velocity, and speed, and average speed and average velocity too. Apart from that, we have also done uniform motion and non-uniform motion. So now the term which we are going to study, that is the rate of change of velocity. Rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. That we will do. You know that speed can be defined as the distance traveled by the object in unit time, or you can say that speed can be defined as the distance traveled by the body in the given time interval. Similarly, velocity, change in the position of the body, that is displacement in the given time interval. So here now we are going to do the rate of change of velocity, that is called acceleration. So change in velocity, acceleration can be defined as the change in velocity in the given time or the time taken by the object. Definition of acceleration. Acceleration can be defined as the rate of change of velocity. So in that, change of velocity also comes and time also. Rate means the velocity and the time. Velocity when concerned with the time, then rate of change of velocity. Change in velocity takes place in the given time interval. Acceleration is denoted by small a, and change in velocity will be final velocity minus initial velocity. So final velocity is written as v, initial velocity is written as u. So change in velocity in the given time or time taken by it. So this definition you have to do of the acceleration. Now the unit of acceleration. Unit of acceleration can be as, you know, change in velocity, its unit will be meter per second. As you know, the velocity, the unit of velocity is meter per second. So change in velocity also meter per second, and time is second. So is equal to meter per second square. So this is the unit of acceleration in SI system. Thus you understand the unit of acceleration is meter per second square in SI system. Now here we are discussing the acceleration. Actually the acceleration can be of two types: positive acceleration and negative acceleration. Positive acceleration, when v, that is final velocity, is greater than u, then it is positive acceleration. Negative acceleration, when v, final velocity, is less than u, then negative acceleration. Because when you subtract from final velocity, initial velocity, then positive number will come. If you subtract final velocity, which is the lesser number than the initial velocity, so the number will be in the negative. That is called retardation or deceleration. It is also called as retardation. So thus you understand that acceleration can be of two types. its unit also you understood, formula also you understood. Now we are going to do the graphical representation of motion. Graphical representation of motion. For that, first of all, we will take the graph. You know, in the graph there are two axes, x-axis and y-axis, and the point where the two axes intersect each other, that is called origin. This is origin. Now we are going to use only first quadrant. For example, time is taken on the x-axis because it is independent variable, and a dependent variable is taken on y-axis. Origin is here. When uniform speed is there, for uniform speed the graph will be straight line graph, because in equal time interval equal distances will be travelled. First 20 minutes, then 40, here also same distance is travelled. So this is the uniform motion, that means uniform speed, distance and time we have taken. If we have to calculate the speed, then we take the slope of the graph. Suppose you have to calculate the speed between 20 and 40. So you have to take the slope of the graph. Here distance you have to take. Suppose 10 here and 20 here. You have to calculate V. So for that, time will be here T1, and here we have taken T2. Similarly, here we have taken S1, here I am writing S1 and S2. So V is equal to S2 minus S1 upon T2 minus T1. I had told you that speed is also denoted by the same letter, that is V. So this way we can find out the speed of the object. Distance time graph. Similarly, there can be velocity time graph also. For velocity time graph, we have to take the graph between velocity. Velocity will be on y-axis and time will be on x-axis. If we have to show the uniform motion, then again it will be straight line graph, but this straight line will be parallel to the x-axis. Remember, suppose it is 1, 2, 3 we have taken, here 10, here 20, here 30. These are the time, suppose in hour, and these are the time in kilometer per hour. So what you understand, that here hours are there, here velocities we have taken independent variable on x-axis, and this is y-axis. And you see that in the first hour also the velocity was 30, second hour also velocity is 30, third hour also velocity is 30 km per hour. Thus velocity is not changing. Value is also same as well as direction is also same. Then it is called uniform motion. Equal velocity is taken by the object to travel in equal intervals of time. So thus it is velocity time graph. And with velocity time graph we can calculate the acceleration. With distance time graph we can calculate the speed of the body. We can know the initial position of the body. We can know the final position of the body. And in velocity time graph we can calculate the acceleration of the body. We can know the type of motion. Similarly in distance time graph also we can know the type of motion. If in this is velocity time, another graph here you have seen that this is the graph for, see I am showing you here different types of graph now. This is the graph between distance and time, and it is straight line motion. It is uniform motion. This is the graph between velocity, here we have taken distance that I am writing so that it will be clear to you, velocity time, and this is parallel to x-axis. This is the uniform motion. Here uniform speed, here uniform velocity, no change in the velocity. Now non-uniform motion we have to see. Here we are taking distance and here we are taking time. Then in non-uniform motion the graph will be curved. This is non-uniform motion. Yes, non-uniform motion. I think you can identify the graph now. Okay. Now if the graph is in this way and we have taken velocity and time, this is called uniform accelerated graph. I tell you why. Because in this equal velocity, increasing velocity, change in the velocity is same or equal change in the velocity in equal time intervals. So increasing, continuously increasing. So accelerated motion. And decelerated motion, retardation. For that the graph can be opposite. This type of graph can be. Then this is also time and velocity, but it is decreasing. Then non-uniformly accelerated motion, that can be zigzag type, velocity and time, but it is zigzag kind of motion. This you can say that it is non-accelerated motion. Non-accelerated motion. Okay, this is uniform motion, distance time. This is uniform motion, velocity time. This is non-uniform motion, distance time. This is uniform accelerated motion, continuously increasing velocity in equal intervals of time. And this is retardation. Retardation, you can understand that here decreasing velocity and here zigzag motion, that is non-accelerated motion. So this you have the idea now about the types of motion. Now we have to do the equations of motion by graphical method. For that I am drawing here a figure for your graph. Naturally time we will take here because this is the independent variable, and velocity will be taken on y-axis. This is origin. A we have taken for initial velocity, A point, and here we have taken E point. That is the final velocity. A is corresponding to initial velocity, E is corresponding to final velocity. Then this. So we can draw the graph. O, this is we have taken C. Now here this is time t because this is 0 origin and this is time t. So time we have taken on x-axis. This is B point and this is D point. So this figure should be very clear to you. Okay. To derive the equations, we are taking a graph. In that graph, time is taken on x-axis, velocity taken on y-axis. A point we have taken initial velocity, E point we have taken final velocity, and here we have taken C point as time t. This is 0 because it is origin. Okay. Now we will find out the equations. For finding the equations, we should know, you know that acceleration is equal to change in velocity upon time interval or time taken, that you understand. Now change in velocity is how much? AE is there. Change in velocity is AE because it is initial velocity, this is final velocity. And time is taken here from O to C, that is time t. Let us find out now. This BC is equal to BD plus DC. First of all, let us find out whatever we have written here. So BC is equal to BD plus DC. Now BD is what? BD is this final velocity minus initial velocity, because BC is V. BC is V. So V is equal to BD plus DC. DC is what? U. This part will be U and this part will be V. So BD plus U. Therefore BD is equal to what? V minus U is equal to BD, or BD is equal to V minus U. That we have found. Now we will do this formula. A is equal to change in velocity upon time taken. change in velocity is how much? BD. Time taken how much? Time taken is AD, because OC is equal to AD only. Time taken is AD. We are taking slope of the graph. Thus the slope of the graph can be taken to find acceleration. Slope of the graph. So A is equal to BD upon AD. Now A is equal to BD you have found already, V minus U. AD is how much? 0 minus T, that is T only. Thus therefore V minus U is equal to AT. Therefore V is equal to U plus AT. This way you found one formula. Let us do it again. First of all, you have to draw x-axis and y-axis. On x-axis you will take time. On y-axis you will take the velocity. Now velocity, this is O and it is corresponding to 0. Then A, at A initial velocity U we are taking, it corresponds to, that means initial velocity is OA. OA is equal to initial velocity and OE will be taken as final velocity. Here time is OC and it is parallel to AD. So AD is also equal to T. Then BD will be V minus U. As you can see, BC is equal to BD plus DC. BC is equal to BD plus DC. So you have substituted. So this is your first formula. Now the second formula we will derive. The second formula, see the first formula is called equation for velocity time relation. Now second formula is position time relation. Graph will be same as you have seen here. The graph will be taken the same graph for this. But I am drawing here again so that you can understand. Y-axis, x-axis, x-axis, this is y-axis. Here we have taken time. This is origin 0. This is A. Then it is E. This is U. This is V. And we have taken here D. This is C and here we have taken D. And then this we have taken like this. This is E. This is time T, because till here it is T. This is time here. Okay. Now here velocity. Now what we have to do? We have to find out the distance travelled by the object. So the distance travelled by the object. Distance travelled by the object. Distance we are taking as S. So S is equal to area OABC. OABC. OABC, that means this much area. This area. Area OABC we have to take. Now OABC is what? Trapezium. Area of trapezium. OABC is a trapezium. So this you have taken, but it is equal to what? Area of rectangle plus area of triangle. Rectangle is here OACD or OADC, anything you can write. OAD and C. OADC is the area of rectangle plus area of triangle 1/2 area of triangle ABD. Now area of rectangle, you know, you can multiply OC into OA. Okay, OA into OC plus area of triangle 1/2 base you are taking AD and this side you are taking into BD. Okay, now we will substitute. OA is what? U, initial velocity. So U into, now OC is time t, so t plus 1/2. AD is again t only, t, because AD is parallel to OC, so it is again t. And BD is this, that is V minus U, final velocity minus initial velocity, so V minus C. Now you will multiply. S is equal to UT plus half T. Now V minus U is given, and you have till now you have studied in this previous formula that V minus U is equal to AT. This you know. So from this, in place of V minus U, you can put AT. Understood this? So S is equal to UT plus half AT square. So this way you got your second formula. Now we are going to do the last formula. Last formula again we will find out from position velocity relation. In this we have to take the trapezium OABC. The same trapezium we have to take. So area of the trapezium OABC. So here then distance S is equal to area of trapezium OABC. This we have to take. Now that is equal to what? OA plus BC. OA plus BC. These two sides which are parallel. Addition of the parallel sides. So OA plus BC you have taken and you have multiplied it with OC, third side, OC upon 2. Now OA is what? U. BC is what? V. You know, no? This is V. Total is V. Upon 2 you have written. And OC, now OC is what? T. Again you have to substitute this T value, because you know, I am writing here, A is equal to V minus U upon T. So T is equal to V minus U upon A. So this you can do. So in place of this you will take u plus v upon 2, and here in place of t you will write v minus u upon a. Now this is what? U plus v, or you can take v plus u. Okay, I am writing again v plus u upon 2 and v minus u upon a. So this you understand, a plus b, a minus b, so you can write it as square. So it will be v square minus u square upon 2a is equal to s. Therefore you can write v square minus u square is equal to 2as. This way you got the third formula also. So this was the derivation of the formula. Remember, this figure is very important, and here it should be clear to you that O is the origin, A is for initial velocity, E is for final velocity, this is B, D, and this is C. Time has been taken as t. This is 0. Now we can get one rectangle, we can get one triangle, and with the help of area of rectangle and triangle we can prove it easily. I hope you all understand. You can refer your textbook also for that matter, and you will understand it. It is not so difficult. Okay children, thank you very much.